Obesity is now second only to smoking as a major cause of preventable death in America, with more than 400,000 deaths per year associated with related illnesses. Yet each day, 1 in 4 Americans visits a fast food restaurant. And this hunger for fast food isn't just in America, it's happening on a global basis. McDonald's alone operates more than 30,000 joints in over 100 countries on 6 continents and feeds more than 46 million people worldwide every day. That's more than the entire population of Spain. In the United States alone, McDonald's accounts for 43% of the total fast food market. They're everywhere. Walmarts, airports, rest stops, gas stations, train stations, shopping malls, department stores, amusement parks, even hospitals. That's right, hospitals. At least you're close when the coronary kicks in. The average New Yorker will walk 4 to 5 miles a day. A day? That's a lot of walking. I'll also have the blessing of being close to a food source almost everywhere I go. I walk past 3 Golden Arches just on my way to the office. 3 in just over a mile. There are more Mickey D's in Manhattan than anywhere else in the world. This tiny little island is less than 13 miles long by 2 miles wide, 22.4 square miles. And packed into that area are 83 McDonald's, nearly 4 per square mile. There are twice as many Mac Shacks as there are Burger Kings, and there are more McDonald's than KFC, Wendy's, Popeyes, and Taco Bell combined. That's a lot of burger.
I think there's a lot of focus on the fast food companies because they are mentioned more than virtually all the other causes in most of the articles and books and studies about why it's a sudden epidemic. Again, it can't be the neighborhood restaurant. We've had neighborhood restaurants for hundreds of years. It can't be the foods we eat at home. We've been eating at home for hundreds of years. Something is very different. I think the figure is we eat out something like 40% of our meals.
When fast food companies first opened, they generally introduced one size. For example, one size French fries when McDonald's first opened, called fries. That size fries is now called small, medium, large, and supersize. That original size is still here. It's got about 200 calories, but the supersize is going to pack in over 600 calories.
A secret study by one of the tobacco companies that had the ominous title something like Brand Imprinting for Later Actuation in Life. They would buy the little toy cigarettes, and they'd start play smoking them at 4 or 5 or 6. Wouldn't even notice the pack. I mean, if you asked them what pack it was, they wouldn't notice it. But the theory was that somewhere it's buried in here, and then when they get to the age where they're smoking, without even realizing it, they're going for that pack that they recognized because it had those nice feelings for them when they were little kids. In the same way here, yeah, they're satisfied, it's nice, they remember the warm feelings of playing and getting the toy and being with mom and dad, and it's going to carry through.
One of the most disturbing things to me is that in the last 20 to 25 years, we've actually seen a doubling of overweight and obese children and adolescents.
And this weight gain has been linked to countless health problems later in life, such as hypertension, coronary heart disease, stroke, gallbladder disease, osteoarthritis, sleep apnea, respiratory problems, endometrial, breast, prostate, and colon cancers, dyslipidemia, steatohepatitis, insulin resistance, asthma, hyperuricemia, reproductive hormone abnormalities, polycystic ovarian syndrome, impaired fertility, and adult-onset diabetes. In fact, if current trends continue, 1 out of every 3 children born in the year 2000 will develop diabetes in their lifetime. Companies spend billions making sure you know their product. In 2001, on direct media advertising, that's radio, television, and print, McDonald's spent $1.4 billion worldwide. On direct media advertising, Pepsi spent more than $1 billion. To advertise its candy, Hershey Foods spent under a mere $200 million internationally. In its peak year, the 5-a-day fruit and vegetable campaign's total advertising budget in all media was a lowly $2 million, 100 times less than just the direct media budget of one candy company.
The industry has stepped up to the plate. We're going to do more. We want to do more. We recognize we have a role to play. We're part of the solution. We're part of the problem. and we are also are part of the solution.
Did everyone hear what he just said? We're part of the problem. The lobbyists for Coke, Heinz, Smuckers, Kellogg's, Nestle, Kraft, Hershey, Sara Lee, Cadbury, General Mills, Seagram, Welch's, Wise, Anheuser-Busch, Birdseye, Lance, Campbell's, Carvel, Mars, Ocean Spray, Hormel, Dannon, and Pepsi said we're part of the problem. I think we're making some headway. In only 30 days of eating nothing but McDonald's, I gained 24.5 pounds. My liver turned to fat, and my cholesterol shot up 65 points. My body fat percentage went from 11 to 18%. Still below the national average of 22% for men and 30% for women. I nearly doubled my risk of coronary heart disease, making myself twice as likely to have heart failure. I felt depressed and exhausted most of the time, my mood swung on a dime, and my sex life was non-existent. I craved this food more and more when I ate it, and got massive headaches when I didn't. In my final blood test, many of my body functions showed signs of improvement, but the doctors were less than optimistic. Over the course of my McDiet, I consumed 30 pounds of sugar from their food. That's a pound a day. On top of that, I also took in 12 pounds of fat. Now I know what you're saying. You're saying nobody's supposed to eat this food 3 times a day. No wonder all this stuff happened to you. But the scary part is, there are people who eat this food regularly. Some people even eat it every day. So while my experiment may have been a little extreme, it's not that crazy. But why should these companies want to change? Their loyalty isn't to you, it's to the stockholders. The bottom line, they're a business, no matter what they say. And by selling you unhealthy food, they make millions. And no company wants to stop doing that. If this ever-growing paradigm is going to shift, it's up to you. But if you decide to keep living this way, go ahead. Over time, you may find yourself getting as sick as I did.